and welcome back to episode 26 of the Best of Rivals podcast. I'm here with a defeated man, Mr. J. Mr. J, how do you feel? I mean, we've been off for about 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks, and
Yeah, 2
lots
weeks.
happened, and a lot of it's been not so good for Manchester United.
I mean, what's new? Yeah, I'm glad the season's about to be over, honestly. That's what I'm gonna say. That's how I'm gonna start. It's been very tough. Uh, a lot we've been going through. But we got our guy, quote unquote, in Ten Hag, so we'll see how that goes. Um, but he has to make changes. I think that's the first start. We gotta revamp this whole team.
Yeah,
I saw a quote from Bruno. I gotta touch on this shit. I gotta touch on this.
okay, go
It's
ahead.
huge. Um, and this to me just describes like the state of Manchester United for the past 6-7 years. After we got fucked up by Liverpool, which was expected. No one was surprised at all. I know you wanted us to win that game so we can help you guys out,
I
but
really did. It was chalked. Yeah, it was like first 20
yeah,
minutes was going pretty well, and then whatever.
yeah. But after that game, there's a quote by Bruno. I'm not gonna quote it, directly because I don't remember every word for word. But in a shorter sense, he basically said that Liverpool has something to fight for. They got a title they're chasing, and Man United has nothing. So like, why are we fighting then, basically? And I'm like, bro, that is the problem. There's no dignity, There's no honor.
Yeah.
It's very much so personal with these players. If I'm not happy, then the club's not going to be happy.
And that's a player that just signed a new contract. And what's he fighting
He's
for? And this is the issue when it comes to decision making in these front offices, right? Like, why would you reward a guy who's not had a great season with a new contract? But hey, that's what
right.
Manchester United does. Why would you overpay for all these players that aren't even going to be here next season, or don't even have put in a lot of game time? It's just decision making, bro. And I think, the question is, does Ten Hag come in? You've heard a lot of things like, he wasn't going to sign unless he had the power and all of this stuff, and make sure he can make roster decisions and all this type of stuff, right? Made all these demands. Is now the time where Manchester United allows a great manager to do what he does to get you guys back, right? So to put a good team together, to build a philosophy that players can not only buy into but are forced to buy into, because that's their job. It's not like just because they're athletes their job goes away. No, that's their job. They get paid to do that. Does the recruiting get better? Does the favoritism go away? There's a lot of questions, and is this the guy to do it, and how long is he gonna take? um it's an interesting one, bro. But in my opinion, I mean, you had two options, right? You had him or you had Poch, and I don't know who the hell wanted to go with Poch. I don't know about you, but nah, you got the right
I
man.
think you're only saying that because Poch didn't, come through when he had PSG, and I don't fault him for that at all. Simply because he just had to deal with a lot of bullshit over there, in my opinion. When you have Messi and Neymar, two of the biggest egos I've seen in football in the last 10 to 15 years.
It's time to
Great
talk about
players,
Mbappe.
phenomenal.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
even Mbappe. Yeah,
you think Mbappe's a diva? I don't think so. I think he's the one out of those three big superstars. I guess you can say world class players. He's the one I feel like he does his job and he keeps quiet. He's not
really.
whining.
Okay,
His
okay,
demeanor on the
yeah.
field, to me, I love it. It's not. I look at Messi. He doesn't get a pass,
Mm.
or it doesn't go his way. He's a part of my language, but I'm not even
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
say it. But yeah,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
that.
yeah.
He's that.
Gotcha,
And
gotcha.
then don't get me started on Neymar the same
Oh
way
yeah,
as
yeah.
well. So yeah, I don't fault Poach for that shit. Did I want him? Yes, over Ten Hag, I definitely did.
Really?
I I do. I
Okay.
think he would have really like taken our attack to a different level because like I think that's what separates us from a lot of teams in the EPL, the Premier League, in my opinion. We're not overall as great as Liverpool on both sides of the ball. But offensively, I think we would kill them. Same with not City, but we're on par with you guys. Like the
I
talent
think
that we
so.
have on the offensive side is definitely there. I think Poach could have brought that out a little bit more. Ten Hag is gonna be a project, so we're gonna have to see who he's gonna bring over. Is he gonna bring Martial back? Is he gonna try to bring Donny back? Like what's gonna happen? Is he gonna not play Harry Maguire? There's so many things. I think he's gonna have to decide on his own to implement his system. Poach, on the other hand, he's coming in. He's played in the Premier League. We know what he's capable of. We know what he did with Spurs. They were a great offensive team. They didn't close, but they were a great offensive team. But they're not Man United. So I think it's a little different when you come to a club like that.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, listen, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. I mean, you seem to be. It seems like you've honestly made a pretty good argument for Poch. Honestly, I mean, yeah, I don't really think too much about Ten Hag doesn't have any Premier League experience and all that stuff. How much would that play into it? Personally, I don't think very much. But um, yeah, maybe later in the podcast we'll talk a little bit more about um, some of the moves he's actually going to do. But like I said, we back after about 2 weeks, and a lot's happened. A lot of games, like three or four games during that period. Um, one of
But
which
Champions League
was
and Premier
Champions
League,
League,
right?
Champions League, Premier
Yeah.
League, FA Cup. I believe had a game. Believe, yeah, I was in it. Got destroyed. But that's not, I didn't want to mention that one. Oh my god, I turned it off after Zach Steffen. I don't know if you saw, but he let the ball roll by him. Mane just slid and he tapped it in. Dude, I turned the game off. I was
So,
like,
but listen. Really, really short, really quick. We talked about that. That means nothing. You guys did not want the FA Cup.
we
I know it
yes,
hurts in a moment.
no, you're right. You're right. No, you're right. 100%. We didn't want it. Why? We can see the team sheet when you're starting Fernandinho and Zinchenko. Like in my opinion, good players, but we know what the deal is when you're not trying to win that game over a Premier League game or over a Champions League game, and that's fine. Which is why I kind of went into the game like, okay, we're not going to do anything here. And
Yeah.
I kind of saw in the first few minutes, I'm like, yeah, this isn't. If the team doesn't look like they want to be there, really, I'm not gonna sit around and just keep watching this crap. And I think it ended 3-2, but that wasn't a close 3-2.
That
So
wasn't. Yeah, exactly right.
yeah, it was ridiculous. So
Um. Yeah, I mean that's one, and then you said Champions League,
Champions
right?
League, yeah, yeah. I mean that game against Madrid. That's
Woo,
if you're not a fan of either team, and you're just going in wanting to watch an
woo.
entertaining game, there might not be a game more entertaining than that one. But my goodness, as a Manchester City fan, so angry, so
Ooh,
angry.
so I was gonna ask you, and I'm just gonna bring it up right now because fuck the elephant in the room. You guys won that game, right?
4-3,
But
yes,
I told everybody who I was talking to. I said, Man City lost that game,
100%.
and you want to know why? You're giving life to Madrid, bro.
Yep.
And I can see next game a 3-1 Madrid or two
And you
zero Madrid. I really can, man. I
and
can.
and you're not wrong. And this is the issue. In a game, it's a two leg, right? So it's like,
Yep.
sure, you won, but did you really win? And this is what you're
Hmm.
talking about. We did not win that game. We missed a massive opportunity to beat that team. Honestly, maybe even 5-2, 5-1.
Yes.
We could have
Yes.
just put the tie to bed, walked into the
Hmm.
final. And
Hmm.
here's the issue. The issue isn't that we now have to go and try really really hard on Wednesday. It's now that we're trying really really hard on Wednesday, and those same players are going to be exhausted for the weekend in a Premier League game that we need to win.
Really,
And why do we need to win every single Premier League game? Because we didn't get it done against Liverpool.
we talked
This is
about it.
the issue. So in both of those games, one where we drew, one where we won, I feel like we lost both. And
Yeah,
that's
I agree.
it's a tough thing, bro. Because I'm sitting there like, man, we're playing great. Damn, how the hell did we let that in? Damn, we're playing great. Oh my god, what a goal. Damn, we're playing, dude. I couldn't. What a get. I mean, was it entertaining? Absolutely. But
Phenomenal, phenomenal.
Yeah,
Um,
man.
I
It'll be
just,
great.
I
Yeah.
mean, who do I start with? Who do I give props to? KDB took over the midfield like no other. He
Yeah.
had Tony Cruz looking like a pedestrian on the street.
Dude, he
It was
looked
just
nah, he yeah,
crazy.
he looked like old, like the retirement home people.
Yes,
He looked
yes,
like you put him in a
yes.
retirement home. No, listen, him and Modric really, really looked off the pace. But that's what the Premier League is. It's about physicality, it's about consistent running. And those guys, sure, they're a little bit older, but they were never really doing that massively in the first place at Madrid. So, and that's
Hmm.
why I was so comfortable with like, oh, I have no problem playing Real Madrid. I know we're gonna get goals because the running, like
Yes.
as talented as all those individuals are, our running is. We're just gonna run the midfield. The
Yep.
issue though, and the issue I'm in the game, I'm like, okay, the one thing we need, the one danger that Real Madrid has is those fast wing players. Junior Vinicius Jr. and they were playing Rodrigo on the other side.
Hmm.
I know that like defensively, Cancelo not the best. Defensively, Ake not that fast. Defensively, Zinchenko not that great. That's where they exploited us most of the time. And I knew that if they had a couple chances, Benzema was going to put him away, and he did because he's one of the best in the world at the moment, like you said. I have to 100% agree. I mean, that finish, that like volley finish with the left foot to the corner, like come on, bro, it's just
You
incredible,
saw that, bro?
dude.
Placement was ridiculous.
We haven't had a player that can do that since Prime Aguero, like 2-3 years ago. We just haven't, and we're still scoring. So like, imagine, oh my god, imagine if you had Harry Kane. Oh my god, I
Oh,
mean,
it'd be everything,
it
everything.
would be everything. So yeah, this whole thing, bro. I really think these. We talk about towards the end of a season. You talk about the big games are coming up. Who's going to win the league? Who's going to get top four? Who's going to right? You also talk about who's going to win the Champions League, who's going to win the FA Cup. So many big games, but I just feel like Man City's like every game is like a must win. Every game is a do or die. Every game is a game seven. You know what I mean? And
I
but
mean,
we're not the
so
only team. You know what I mean? We're not the only team. And to be honest, I think probably with the exception of Man U, every other team has something to actually fight for. Coming down to the end of the season. So yeah, with the end of the season being so crazy, a lot of different like battles, right? A lot of different battles going on. Certain parts of the table, a lot of the mid-table teams, they're kind of just floating. But if you look at the top four race, obviously, I mean, and then you look at the relegation battle. I mean, which one of those at least seems more exciting? I mean, I just watched Chelsea Everton. I just watched that game. What a game that was! Oh my god! As a neutral, I'm just like crazy. But um, in your opinion, like what sort of like mini battles, mini wars are you looking for towards the end of the season?
I mean, London, Arsenal and Chelsea, they're
Yeah,
going at it right now.
and Tottenham,
Uh,
and Tottenham.
Tottenham too. I mean, yeah, but at the same time, I'm saying Arsenal, Chelsea because they're fighting for Champions League, both of them, 3 and 4. And I want to see if Arsenal can pass Chelsea. Are they points wise? They can, right?
That's what I was thinking as well because I was looking at the table. I'm like, yo, Chelsea need to step up their game. They're only 3 points behind Chelsea at this point. Arsenal are.
Yeah, and in
Um,
in, in like the grand scheme of things, like it means nothing. They're going to both be in the Champions League, right?
Maybe though,
But
right? Maybe. Listen, bro, Tottenham. Listen, Tottenham's 5 points behind Chelsea. There is a world where Chelsea screws up so bad that they get knocked out of the top four.
so
Wouldn't
is
that be
is
crazy?
it so is Tuchel gone at that point? Is he
Oh,
gone?
oh
He
my
has to be,
God,
right? It's
he's
a
gone.
failure. It's a failure. Because like my whole thing with Chelsea, this is why I'm so intrigued by this race. We prior to the season, we talked about them and how we weren't sold on who they were. They brought in Lukaku, who had a phenomenal year in Serie A, um, and he performed pretty well to start the season. But then we saw that I don't know, just politics got in play, and
Yeah,
they weren't playing him for whatever reasons, which made no sense. You're
still don't
paying
play him. They still don't play him.
Timo Werner, this guy who can't score goals to save his life. Finishing is terrible. He's straight north to south.
Yep.
What are you like? What are you trying to do? So if they fall out, and they get fifth, and the Spurs pass them, Arsenal pass them. That's going to be huge. That might be the storyline of the Premier League. I mean, obviously, you got City and Liverpool going at it, but I feel like
Yeah,
everybody knew from the start of the season that it was going to be City and Liverpool. As
yeah,
a United faithful, I was hopeful that we would challenge, but I told you, I was like, probably City and Liverpool is going to win the title, bro. You guys are
yeah.
just on paper, common sense, logic. They are the best teams in the league. So Chelsea was supposed to be there with them. You know, they
The
beat
amount
Chelsea. I
of
mean,
Yeah, I was just
no
gonna say
what?
the amount of people that had Chelsea winning the league. I was astonished. Like everyone was talking about, yo, Chelsea, 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 because they won the Champions League last
Right.
season.
Yep.
But what's really interesting, Jay, you mentioned Timo. Like why is again? He started today, and then you look at guys like Pulisic, who every time he comes on, he makes something happen. You look at Ziyech. Every time he comes on, he's dangerous.
Politics.
Lukaku was,
Politics.
and I'm looking at it, Jay, and listen, I don't know, like definitely politics, but is it also like a German thing, right? Like he's playing Werner and he's playing Havertz.
So wait. So is that not politics? That's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
that's what I'm saying. Like I think it's politics, but is it that type of politics where it's
Yes,
just like
100%. Because as an American and someone that's studying soccer and football and learning my way, I'm always looked down upon from the English. Period, bro.
not
It's
me,
just like
Jay,
you don't.
not me. I
Not
got you.
not you. You're a real one. You're a real one. But for the most part, you look at the media, they don't appreciate Americans trying to get in tune with their sport. And Christian, for example, I've seen this guy play, and just like you said, when he comes on the fucking pitch, he makes an impact.
Every
It's
time.
clear as it's every time, bro. The guy is involved. Why is he not part of your starting 11 every game?
He's a better finisher than Werner. He's a better crosser than Werner. He's better. He's just as good at running. He's like defensively puts in a shift.
But like you said, Klopp is not Klopp. Tuchel is German.
It might be that. Like I'm not trying to
Timo is
accuse him of
German.
that. I'm not trying to accuse him of that, but it really looks like that. Like you got
Come
Lukaku,
on,
you got Ziyech, you have um,
come on.
and you have Pulisic. So, and I was honestly thinking about that today when I was watching the Everton game. I'm like, why is he not playing these players? And then that kind of hit me. I'm like, okay, maybe that's the
And,
case.
maybe it's a communication, a language barrier. Maybe he feels comfortable communicating with Timo. So we can't fault him for that. But at the same time, you are the
Yeah,
manager,
yeah.
so that goes out the door.
The
It's
only
not about how
way,
you feel.
yeah, 100%. I mean, and that's why maybe in a lot of ways you can see that there's a level between Klopp and Pep and then him, right? People like
Yes.
to put him in as a third wheel, and maybe not. I personally don't think I've seen enough from him, and this is why I was saying last season, who got them to the Champions League? Lampard did. So like let's not act like that was a full season. You know what I mean? So like I don't
So
know.
wait. You're saying this is Mark Jackson and
This is
Steve Kerr?
it's 100%. It's a Mark Jackson, Steve Kerr situation. It really is, bro. Just like on paper, it really really is. I know people don't think Lampard sucks. He beat them today, so whatever. Speaking
Hey.
of Frank, I mean, you know, I think like it was a few weeks ago we were just talking maybe off air a little bit about Everton, and I'm like, yeah, Everton's still gonna stay up though, right? Eh, they're in that position now, Jay, where they pretty much have to win every game, and this game that they just won against Chelsea was
Huge,
absolutely massive.
huge, huge
If I,
statement game for Frank too. It was a
yeah, yeah,
hey, because like I've always said, and I will stay with this. I don't care that Tuchel won number Champions League. They should have stayed with Frank. Period. He built something very special over there, and you saw it right away.
he did
And then
great
they
his
had
first year.
he did, and then they had a little tumble, but that's expected. No one's perfect. Go through the fucking tough times with him and see how he responds, and then you fire him. You don't let him go. You don't sack him because it's we just don't think he's not
But
good enough.
but
Like
that's Chelsea. That's what
that's
Chelsea
Chelsea.
does.
Yes, that's Chelsea. They're so like to me. Yes, they're a historic club, but they're not United. They're not Liverpool. They're like the stepsister, the stepbrother. They're right there. They want to be big with us, but they're not. And it's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they always use this like we're so prestigious. We deserve the best. And I give it to
Yeah,
them. They have won a Premier League title more recently than we did. Champions League as
that's
well.
not
So
that's not difficult though, is it, Jay?
I mean, for United, yeah, I don't know, bro. It's been a while,
It's been a while,
but
yeah.
yeah, I don't know, man. That's my problem with Chelsea. They're very pretentious,
Yeah.
very prestigious, and it's like I get it. You guys are working your way up, but also humble yourselves.
Listen, I kind of agree in a lot of ways. I think Chelsea has very very high standards,
Hmm.
um, which is why when a manager drops form for a couple games, they get fired.
They get
Again, I think
fired.
it's really stupid. The only way that Tuchel would okay, if Tuchel ends up getting fifth, right? I think he actually could stay in the job, even though I obviously personally I wouldn't have him in the job, but I think he could stay just because the whole takeover ownership thing that's been going on, the politics behind the scenes. So that's the only way he keeps his job, in my opinion. In terms of yeah, I personally haven't liked the politics, but on the side of Everton, really quick, I've been keeping up with Burnley a little bit. They fired the manager, but now they're in a string of 5 wins. I'm sorry, 3 wins in 5 games in the last 5 games.
Okay.
Um, Leeds as well. I just watched them. Who the hell did they play? No, we played them. I was like, I definitely watched Leeds this weekend. Who
You
it was
guys won
against?
what, 4-0?
It was a tighter 4-0. It was a grimy game. The fans are throwing stuff at the players. Oh my god, bro! I hate
Was
the
it at
fans.
Leeds?
Yeah, it was at Leeds. They're throwing paper all over the pitch. It was disgusting. But
Yeah.
um, like after that, oh my god, I want Leeds to go down so bad. That's why I was rooting for Everton today. I'm like, man, I really hope Everton stays up. Leeds drop down, get them out the league. They're dirty, scam, scummy, hate them. No, I'm joking. It's not that bad, but yeah, honestly, if you look at it, right, what Norwich already relegated in terms of just math. Watford, I'm pretty sure are about to be relegated in terms of math. Um, so yeah, bro, Everton, Leeds, Burnley. Which one do you have going down? That's the question, right?
Burnley. Um,
What?
yeah, I got Burnley going down, bro.
They're gonna sell in the last couple of games. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think Leeds is here to make some noise. Not make noise, but I don't think they're gonna be relegated this year. I just don't see it happening.
Okay.
I had high expectations for them this year. I thought they were gonna make some noise.
Yeah, we really did, right? And you know what? It's funny
Yes.
that first day when they played you guys, I think you guys won 5-1 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when I was like, oh, maybe Leeds aren't that good. You know what I mean? Because I had them in like top 8, top
Yeah,
9.
yes,
You know,
yes. I had them
for
in there too,
sure,
bro.
for
So
sure.
like to see them get relegated, that I mean that's the worst possible outcome.
Yeah,
The
hundred
worst
percent.
so it's like shit, do I believe in Burnley enough to say, hey, we're gonna manage some points and stay afloat? I don't. I think
Three
Burnley's just
three wins in a row though.
yeah, you know how that goes though.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah. That's
Premier League is not. It's not like one thing I've learned about this league. And this is what I was telling you about Arsenal, and it's funny because it just switches. This is how this league works, bro. You go on a run, you're up 3 games, 4 games, and then you get hit,
yeah.
and it's like you're back down to earth. It's how life works. It's just boom, boom,
And
boom.
you're 100% right. You know what I mean? Like it's a week to week league,
Yes,
100%. You know,
yes.
um, if you think about Arsenal's last 6 games, the first three they were supposed to win all three, and they lost all three. And then the second
Mm-hmm.
three they were supposed to be difficult games, and they won all three.
They won.
It's a very strange game for sure. So I don't know, 100% agree. So as we sort of wrap up here, again talking about the last few weeks, um, I'm not very big on awards, like individual awards, because I just think the game is very very difficult to give one player the best player in the world, right? Because
Yeah,
there's just the positions are so different, the roles are so different, the responsibilities are so different.
yeah.
However, this whole Ballon d'Or, best player of the year, all this type of crap, I know you're more into it than me. You know what I mean? Talk to me, Jay. Like predictions, who's in there? Teach me a little bit, right? Maybe you can say, "Oh, this guy from Germany." Like, I don't know. I don't know because I don't care. That's
Yeah.
just my opinion.
I mean, to me, the award itself is very recently has been very political.
Yeah.
Um, very very political. So I don't like. I'm the same way as you. I don't hold these awards to a very high standard, but at the same time, they do mean something.
Yeah.
These players aren't competing for no reason. Cristiano isn't upset that Messi has more than him for no reason. There's a reason why, and Lewandowski didn't get it when we had the pandemic. So this is a huge one right here, and I think they have to get it right. They have to because recently they have not, and a lot of people will agree with that. To me, it comes down to two people who I think
Okay.
have separated themselves from everybody.
Okay.
We have
Uh,
some great players this year. I
I
think
think. I
Salah
think.
would.
Okay. You know what's funny? Like, I think I know who you're gonna pick, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah. I feel like you know where I'm going with it. I don't think you know who I'm going to pick, but I feel like you know the two people I'm talking about. But I'm not going to get to them right away. I want to give shout outs and credit to people who have been performing pretty well. Salah was in there for me at one point. I thought he was what he was doing at the beginning of the season, and just his impact with his international team. I know they didn't go far that much, but he was performing pretty well. Um,
The national team.
International, Salah.
Yeah, they got to finals, didn't they? No, semifinals.
Semifinals. They
No,
lost to
finals.
or
They
they
were,
lost to Mane, right? Or I'm
dude.
pretty
They went
sure.
to the finals, bro.
Okay. Oh yeah. So they lost the big game,
They lost the big
but
game. Yeah, yeah.
right,
I
but
think, right? Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I think I
No,
did.
you're right because they lost to I'm pretty sure Sadio Mane
Yeah, yeah,
and
hundred
his
percent. But then
squad.
after that, like, there was a little bit of a drop off, right?
Yes, exactly. There was a drop off, so I was like, all right, he's not there anymore. Um, and obviously, there's another player in the Premier League that I was putting right there with him, and he's kept afloat. He stayed there. It's Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
I think he's shown in the past 3 or 4 years that he wants it, and he's been very close. And he shouldn't he to my in my opinion he should have gotten it at least 2 years ago. But politics, like I said, Cristiano was still popping,
Yep.
Messi was still right there, but they're dying off slowly. We
People
see
had
it.
like guys like Hazard over him as well. I remember
Yes,
that. Yeah.
exactly. Right, he's there, but then there's that boy who has been balling all year,
Yep. I know. Yeah.
making noise in the international team as well on his way back. Benzema, bro. Um, Essentially, it comes down to this Champions League.
Really? Yeah. Okay. Okay.
It
That's
does.
interesting.
It
That's
does. It
interesting.
does. If Benzema gives me a performance, was it Wednesday you guys play?
Wednesday. Yep.
If he gives me a performance, bro, where he gets a goal, or he gets a goal and Madrid somehow manages to win the game, it's done. I don't care what anyone has to say. That's a big time player coming up in a big time moment on a biggest stage
Y-
more than once.
This is fair. This is fair. 100%. I'm not like disagreeing with you. Um, it's interesting because the three players that you named are all still in the Champions League. So
Yes.
would the question be?
Boom.
The
Ooh,
question might be.
ooh, I like that
Yep.
one. I like that one.
Yep.
Yes.
The question
I
might
like that
be
one.
whoever wins the Champions League might get it. Let's just say. I mean, listen. I think
But,
this
but it's
Ballon d'Or stuff. I was gonna say I think this stuff is more like the Oscars than it is like a real award. You know what I mean?
yes.
It's
Yes.
like in terms of just like again politics, right? But if they are looking at those three candidates as potential, winners, yeah, I think the Champions League win is going to be a massive, massive thing.
Not only that, but it's so crazy right now because like you said, those three players that I mentioned, they're all in the Champions League. They're all battling for the biggest, domestic trophy possible. But two of those teams and two of those players are also playing in the best league in the world.
Correct. Correct.
So that plays a part as well. You see what I'm saying? Like it's going to come down to a multitude of things, but essentially winning that Champions League is going to determine, I think, who wins that award.
Here's the only issue I have. Benzema seems to be, and I haven't watched a bunch of Madrid games this season. I'm not going to pretend. I've watched about five.
Okay,
Um, Benzema seems to be the best player on that team this season.
I agree.
Kevin De Bruyne, in my opinion, I think some people can have like debates, but in my opinion, is the best player has been the best player on Man City for this season.
Yes, I agree.
I think that there's a little bit of a question mark around if Mo Salah is the best player on Liverpool. And I think this really just comes down to Van Dijk being so formidable and so valuable in that team.
Mm.
And this is the issue with the awards, right? Is Van Dijk gonna win Ballon d'Or? Of course not. Why? Come on. The Ballon d'Or is about goals, excitement, t-shirt sale. Like, come on.
So
Let's
so
stop
so,
pretending.
so I'm glad you brought up Virgil. I know we're gonna cut it short pretty soon, but um, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, that man has had a phenomenal season, and I think we are not giving him the proper due
Yeah,
and recognition because we've seen it before from him. But he's coming back from an injury,
yeah. A big
and
injury.
he's on top of big injury, and he's on top of his game, bro. And they are right there in every fucking league trying to win a title.
Yeah,
That is incredible.
yeah. I would honestly say, like, in terms of, because last season Van Dyke, even no, and the season before as well, before he
For
got
that,
injured,
right?
best center back in the league, potentially in the world, no question. I think this
Hmm.
season he's back to it. I mean, I don't think. Listen, I don't think he's peak. I don't think he's peak. I think 2 years ago probably peak. But bro, he like look who his line of defense is. Matip, not not the most fluid
Right.
of a defender, of a runner. Alexander Arnold, who gets exposed every game, no
Every
matter the
time.
competition,
Every time.
and Robertson, who's bombing
Gibson,
forward
Oscar.
left and right. So this guy is he's the reason that that Liverpool have the most clean sheets this season in the Premier League. Listen, Allison's been great. I'll be honest, Allison.
Best goalie?
I've had my doubts about Allison. Right.
You
Um,
have.
I think he makes a ton of mistakes with his feet. I think he's decent with his feet, but I think he makes a ton of mistakes. There's no question that Ederson's the best keeper in the world with his feet.
Okay, okay.
However,
Mm.
there's no question that Allison and De Gea have both been better when it
Wait,
comes to actually shot stopping.
when you say Ederson's the best with his feet, I don't mean to go away from your point, but best with his feet, are you saying kicking wise or
Kicking,
defending
passing,
goals,
no, oh
passing,
no,
all
no
that?
passing. Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
distribution.
got you. Okay, I
Yeah.
agree.
Oh
I
no, he's
agree.
not great at saving with his feet either. Listen,
Thank you. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Ederson's not
Okay,
had a great
got you.
season. He's not great with his
Yeah,
feet. He does make some really big saves for us for sure, but he's not like, again, De Gea has proven that this season,
yes,
incredible saves. If you
yes,
look at,
right.
again, Allison, incredible saves. Jordan Pickford, actually, just watch the game. One of the best saves I've ever seen him.
Underrated,
Yeah,
underrated.
he's definitely got a lot of slack for. He's got a lot of
Yes,
hate for sure over the last like 4 years or so.
yep.
Um, but yeah, I mean, overall, if you kind of look at it, yeah, I think Van Dyke is really. I think without Van Dyke in that team, they lose more points than if Mo Salah's out of that team. I think that's just kind of the reality. And I think a lot of it has to do with how good the attackers are of Liverpool, as well as how subpar the defensive capabilities of some of the defenders are for Liverpool. That's all. It's not like
Yeah.
a hate against Mo Salah, for example, but I don't know.
No, I definitely agree with that. I just think
But
Virgil holds it. No, go ahead.
I was going to say, but there is no question if Liverpool win Champions League, if they win Premier League, and then if they win FA Cup and they win, obviously they've already won the Carabao Cup. I mean,
It's over. It's over.
listen, bro, you could at that point you just give it to any player on Liverpool. It doesn't even matter, right? Like you give it
Yes.
to fucking James Milner. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? You know what I mean?
No,
So
right, because you know how this award goes. Like Jorginho got, you know, UEFA Player of the Year. I'm pretty sure off of the Euros.
off of a penalty, yeah, nice.
Yeah, exactly. And we all knew
wait,
that
didn't
he
he?
was
Wait, didn't
not.
he miss the penalty? I don't even remember, dude. Dude,
It was some.
Jorginho. It was because no, it's because Jorginho did the Champions League,
Yes. Yes.
and then he did yes.
Euros. Right.
It's crazy how,
It's
dude.
crazy,
It's just,
bro.
bro. Yeah, that's why I can't stand these. Again, it's like the Oscars, bro. It's just like a little staged, a little corny. You don't know who's voting. Like, just I don't know. I mean, next thing you know, they're gonna put Messi in there. You know what I mean? Like, why?
Bro, they do it all the time.
And it's just
They do.
favoritism, right? I mean, there's no
It is.
question.
It
There's no
is.
question.
And that's why I don't really like it. But at the same time, like I know they're competing for something, so I want to give just due to the players that
Yeah.
are performing pretty well, and I think KDB. So I didn't really give my pick,
Okay.
but I have KDB winning. Uh,
Oh, in terms of like
yes,
prediction?
yes, yes. I have KDB winning Ballon d'Or. I think I do think City's gonna pull off this Champions League title. Um,
Oh, really?
yes, I do. That's the one I'm pretty. I feel good about, bro. I think you guys have
Ye-
that. Premier League though, I don't know why. I think you guys might fumble these next two games,
We
or
ha- we
something might happen.
we have Newcastle, Wolves, West Ham, Villa. But the thing is, Liverpool they have a pretty similar one. They have the big one Spurs next weekend, um, then Villa, then Southampton, then Wolves. So they both have we both have Wolves and Villa. They have Spurs, and then we have. Oh, I think Newcastle might be tricky to be honest. Newcastle stepped up. They've stepped it
Bro,
up for sure. I think we'll get past West Ham. I think Wolves is tricky, but I think we'll get past them. Villa's not in good form. I think we'll get past them. I'm just praying that Spurs do something this weekend. I don't know if they will, but I'm praying. They've taken 6 points off us this season, so take a
I mean
little
it's
off
possible. It's
Liverpool.
possible, bro. Spurs have been playing pretty nicely lately. So
Yeah, bro. Yeah, there's just so much to look forward to, honestly. But with that, yeah, I mean, I guess we'll be back next week for sure. Um, more
sir,
Premier League games. We have again this
is it?
this.
We're getting down to the good shit now.
Yeah,
All
yeah, yeah.
that BS that we saw, the media talking, trying to make storylines. That's garbage. We're
It's all it's
seeing real football now.
it's all out the
Real
window now.
football. Yes, right. This is the
Absolutely.
to me. This is the playoffs. I
Yeah.
love basketball. I always go back to basketball, associate comparisons and stuff. This is the playoffs. We're seeing the people who want that title, who want to win, who want to be great. It's what
I'm
it is, man.
I'm,
I
I'm
love
getting
it,
nervous. You're saying I'm getting nervous. It's crazy.
bro. So to end this really quickly, we were talking about it earlier in the season, and I was like, I hate how recently with the Premier League it's been just who's going to win the season. It's been very clear, outright winner right here. They've been up 10, 20 points for the past 3 to 4 weeks. This season though, bro, it's Liverpool and City,
Yeah.
and they are in every league going at it, and I'm like, damn, who gonna
Ima-
get it?
Imagine betting on this season, right? Like, dude, you're probably sweating bullets.
You don't know,
You
bro.
don't know
You
who's gonna
don't
win what
know.
game ever. It's ridiculous.
It's
So
crazy. It's crazy. So
no, you're
yeah,
100
these
percent
last
right.
4 games for both teams are going to be amazing.
Yeah,
Champions League is going to be amazing. I can't wait, bro.
100% agree. And with that, listen, we could be talking for 10 hours to be honest with you, just to catch up on everything. But
Yes, sir.
um, again, great talking to you again, Jay. We'll be back next week for episode 27. In the meantime, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at The Best of Rivals. Again, you can find this podcast on the audio version on Apple Podcasts, not Apple
There we
Music, because
go. You always want to say
impo-
Apple Music.
I was
I
going to say Apple
know.
Music and Spotify as well. With that, episode 26 from myself, from Jay, we are out.
Let's get it.